The hall of the Varen bonding citadel shimmered like liquid starlight. Crystalline pillars hummed with the soft resonance of thousands of alien hearts, each beating in anticipation. Bonding Day, an ancient ceremony where Varen individuals chose life partners based on strength, compatibility, and telepathic harmony, was the most important event of their year. Every candidate stood tall, radiant, genetically perfected. Their skin glowed with iridescent shades, violet, blue, silver, and their lean forms pulsed with energy. But among them, seated in a floating chair of polished obsidian, was a woman who did not fit the perfection surrounding her. Alyssara. Her left leg was withered, her right arm trembled often, and her glow, every Varen had a natural bioluminescence, was faint, flickering like a dying ember. Her injuries were from the Cinder War, a conflict that had nearly destroyed her homeworld. She had been a promising starseer, a future leader, a woman of honor, until a blast shattered her body, leaving scars both physical and emotional. Most Varen believed a disabled partner weakened the lineage. They valued perfection. They valued warriors. They valued strength. That made Alyssara invisible. No one approached her float chair. No one offered a greeting. Not even a polite nod. She sat silently with her hands folded, her silver eyes lowered. Her hair, a shimmering waterfall of moon-white strands, hid the sadness in her expression. On the other side of the hall stood a single human, Ethan Cross. A xenobiologist from Earth, he had come to Varen as part of an alliance exchange. But the council had insisted outsiders participate in their bonding day, to blend cultures, they said. Ethan found the idea awkward. Humans didn't choose partners through telepathic resonance. They chose through connection, feeling, and mutual respect. But the council insisted a human joining the ceremony would strengthen political ties. So there he stood, feeling out of place among towering Varen warriors. Yet while others admired flawless aliens with sculpted forms and shimmering skin, Ethan's eyes kept drifting to the quiet woman in the obsidian chair, her glow dim, her posture self-contained, her aura alone. Her loneliness hit him like a physical sound. She wasn't ignored accidentally. She was being avoided. Ethan frowned. He'd seen injured soldiers and patients when he volunteered in Earth's medical camps. He recognized the look of someone who had been abandoned long enough to expect it. A chime echoed through the hall. Bonding was about to begin. The High Templar's voice rose. Step forward and choose your partner. Only accept those whose aura aligns with your purpose. Immediately, Varen moved, pairing with those whose glow matched theirs, forming luminous bonds that spiraled into the air like ribbons of starlight. But Alyssara remained alone. Her glow flickered weakly. No one even looked her way. She clasped her trembling hand to her chest, whispering something under her breath. Ethan didn't catch it, but it sounded like a prayer for strength. And something inside him snapped. He stepped forward. Not hesitantly, firmly. Under hundreds of shocked alien eyes, the human crossed the radiant floor and stopped in front of her chair. Alyssara's head jerked up in surprise. Her silver eyes widened, reflecting him like twin moons. Ethan went down to one knee, human custom, not Varen but respectful. He offered his hand. "Hi," he said softly. "I'm Ethan, and I would like to bond with you." A collective gasp rippled across the hall. A disabled Varen bonding with a human? Unthinkable. Insulting even. But Alyssara stared at Ethan as though he were a dream she was afraid to touch. "You choose me," she whispered. Her voice was soft, melodic, but cracked by years of disappointment. "Yes," Ethan said without hesitation. "If you'll have me." "But I am broken," she whispered. "My glow is weak. My body." "You're not broken," he said firmly. "You're alive. You survived something terrible. That makes you strong. Stronger than anyone here." Her lip trembled. A warmth began to glow faintly from her chest, small, but growing. A Varen general approached, towering and displeased. "Human," he barked. "You shame our tradition. She is unfit for bonding." Ethan stood up, anger flashing. "She is a person," he said. "Not an ornament for your tradition." The hall hissed in shock, Few spoke back to a general. Alyssara's breath hitched. No one had defended her in years. The general sneered. And what can you offer her, outsider? A weak body? No telepathy? No glow? Ethan turned to Alyssara, not the general. I offer her kindness, he said. I offer her choice. A tear slid down Alyssara's cheek, shimmering like liquid crystal. The High Templar stepped forward. Varen law allows choice from both sides, he reminded coldly. If she accepts him, they bond. All eyes swung to Alyssara. She looked at Ethan, a human stranger, and saw not pity, not disgust, but genuine humanity. A warmth that spread into her chest, filling the cracks left by centuries of expectations. She took his hand. Her voice was barely a whisper. I accept. The hall shattered into murmurs, anger, shock, but Ethan didn't hear any of it. A surge of silver light burst from Alyssara's palm where their hands touched. She gasped. Ethan blinked. Their auras, though Ethan had none, seemed to mix. Her weak glow brightened, threads of light weaving around his hand, forming patterns. The High Templar's staff glowed. The bond is sealed. The room fell silent. Her glow, once dying, now pulsed steadily, as if awakened. Alyssara looked at her hand in astonishment. You amplify me, she whispered. Ethan chuckled. I don't glow, but I can hold your hand. She laughed softly, her first laugh in years. Chapter 2. The Whispers of Shame. Word spread fast. A human bonded the broken one. What purpose will their union serve? She cannot even walk properly. Alyssara tried to ignore the whispers, but they echoed everywhere. Ethan noticed her flinching and paused their hoverchair halfway down a crystalline corridor. Want me to punch someone? He joked lightly. She blinked in shock. Humans solve problems by hitting? Only when someone deserves it, he teased. She giggled, a sound he would come to treasure. But the heaviness returned quickly. Why did you choose me? She asked. Why wouldn't I? Ethan answered simply. You could have had someone powerful, beautiful. Alyssara, he said softly. You are beautiful. Her glow brightened instinctively. You see me differently, she whispered. Not like a Varen. Good, he said. I'm not a Varen. A soft silence stretched between them. Then she lowered her head. Ethan, our bond requires shared living. Great, he said. Where do you want to live? Her eyes widened again. You don't mind? He shrugged. I came here to study alien cultures. Bonding with you is the best research material I will ever get. She laughed again, but her gaze softened. You make me feel not alone, she whispered. Chapter 3. Glow of the Forgotten. Living together was awkward at first. Alyssara's home was filled with delicate floating objects, telepathic tools, and fabrics that shifted color based on mood. Ethan tripped over at least one item daily. Alyssara tried not to laugh. She failed often. One night, she asked hesitantly, May I touch your mind? Will it hurt? No, she said, smiling. It will feel like warmth. He nodded. She placed 2 fingers to his temple. Her glow pulsed, and suddenly Ethan felt something like a gentle breeze inside his thoughts. He felt her emotions, fear, joy, hope, all swirling softly. She gasped. You are warm, she whispered. Your mind feels like safety. Ethan felt heat rising to his face. Then, unexpectedly, Alyssara leaned forward until her forehead touched his. Varen affection. She whispered. Ethan, your presence heals places in me medicine never could. He exhaled slowly. Alyssara, you're healing me too. Her glow trembled like a heartbeat. Chapter 4. The Council's Fury. The Varen Council summoned them. You weaken our bloodline by choosing her, one elder snarled. You shame us by choosing him. Another snapped at Alyssara. Alyssara shrank, her glow dimming. Ethan stepped in front of her like a shield. Say one more word against her, he growled, and I'll show you how fragile humans aren't. The elders recoiled. Alyssara's breath caught. No one had defended her like that. Ever. Back home, even allies had pitted her. Here, she was a symbol of imperfection. But Ethan, he saw her. Entirely. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her glow flickered with anxiety. Ethan found her sitting on the balcony, staring at the moons. "Bad day," he said gently, sitting beside her. "Yes," she whispered. "I am used to pain. But today, I feared losing you." "Not happening," he said firmly. Her voice broke. "Ethan, no one has ever chosen me before." He touched her hand. "I will keep choosing you. Every day. As long as you'll let me." Her eyes shimmered. She leaned into his shoulder, tentatively at first, then fully. Her glow pressed against him like warm light. Chapter 5. Stardust Healing. Weeks passed. Alyssara grew stronger emotionally. Her glow brightened more each day. She laughed more, talked more, and even began practicing walking again with Ethan's help. He held her waist as she stood shakily. "Easy," he whispered. "I've got you." She blushed, her glow blooming like a flower. "Your touch makes me feel braver," she admitted softly. "Your courage makes me feel honored," he replied. One evening, after a long day of practice, she rested her head against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. "Ethan," she whispered, if Varen measure worth by glow and humans by heart, then you have the brightest heart I've ever felt." He froze, stunned. Then he wrapped an arm around her. "You're everything they failed to appreciate," he murmured. "But I do." Alyssara breathed a shaky sigh, half relief, half overflowing emotion. Her glow pulsed against his chest in rhythm with his heartbeat. Their bond deepened. Not from tradition, not from telepathy, but from genuine, chosen closeness. Chapter 6. The Crisis of Shadows. A shadow beast attacked the Varen capital, an entity of living darkness from the war that had scarred Alyssara. Panic swept the city. Warriors charged, lights flared, but the creature thrived in their bright bioenergy. Only Alyssara's dimmer glow made her undetectable. Ethan realized at first. "You're the only one who can get close," he said urgently. "I am too weak." "You're not," he insisted. "You survived this once. You can face it again." Her heart pounded. Ethan took her hand. "You're not alone this time." Her glow fluttered, rising with courage. Together they approached the monster. It sniffed for energy, found none strong enough, and hesitated. Alyssara extended her hand, weaving a calming telepathic thread Ethan couldn't see. The creature stilled. Ethan watched in awe as she guided the beast into a containment field. When the gates closed, the city erupted in cheers. Alyssara stared at her shaking hands. I did it," she whispered. Ethan hugged her tightly. "You are incredible." She trembled in his arms. "Ethan, you believed in me when I did not." Chapter 7. Chosen, Not Pity. The council bowed to Alyssara the next morning. Some apologized. Some looked humbled. But Alyssara only searched for Ethan in the crowd. When she found him, she moved her hoverchair toward him. Her glow shimmered like dawn breaking. In front of everyone, she took his hands. "Ethan Cross," she said softly but firmly, "you stepped forward when no one else did. You saw worth where others saw weakness. You gave me a future I thought I had lost." He swallowed thickly. "Alyssara." She lifted their joined hands to her heart. "In my world, bonding is for strength. But with you, I found something greater." "What's that?" he whispered. Her glow enveloped him, soft and warm. "A partner who chose me not for perfection but for love." Ethan cupped her cheek. "And I'll choose you again tomorrow." She smiled, radiant, beautiful, whole. The crowd watched as their glow and heartbeat intertwined into something new, a bond no tradition could define, yet stronger than any warrior's vow. The end.